Hi children, nice to meet you again. I hope you understood the earlier lesson that we did. The last lesson was, I did a small the introduction on problems on fractions, and we did some simple sums. Today we'll be going on a little further on problems on fractions. I'll give an example. For example, we'll say a person has rupees 100. Rupees 100. Then from this money, he gives his son, 30 rupees. We will say, son equals 30 rupees. And daughter, he gives 50 rupees. Question is, how much money is remaining? Now, this is a very simple sum. You'll be able to do it in your mind. Now, person has rupees 100, he gives his son rupees 30, his daughter 50. So, altogether he has given 50 and 30, 80. So, the money remaining is, from your mind you can say that he has rupees 20 remaining. So, now same thing we are going to do, same type of sum we are going to do in fractions. Now, let us take an example. Which a person gives 2/5 of gives 2/5 of his property to his son. And 1/3 of the property to his daughter. His daughter. Now, a person gives 2/5 of his property to his son and 1/3 of the property to his daughter. So, first question is, how much of the property remains? Property remains. So, like what we did in the earlier sum, he had 100 rupees, he gave 20 to his son, 30 to his daughter, then 30 and 20, 50, and 50 rupees is remaining. So, here also same procedure we follow. Now, he gave his son equals 2/5. And his daughter he gives equals 1/3. Now we must find out, first of all, we must find out altogether how much he has given. Son 2/5, daughter 1/3. So altogether given. So son plus daughter equals 2/5 plus 1/3. So here it's a case of fraction addition. Earlier, of course, we had just two numbers, we can add and do it in our mind. But here we have to be very careful because you can't just add a fraction, you have to make the denominators equal. So what we do is here we use the corresponding method, that is equal to multiply this by 3, that is 6/15 plus 5/15. So that is equal to 11/15. So out of 15 parts, total 15 parts, he is giving 11 parts to his son and daughter. So naturally, remaining will be 4/15. How did you get the 4/15 now? Out of total 15 parts, out of this 11 parts he has given. So the remaining part is 4/15. That's the first question. Now, there is a second question. If remaining part is worth rupees 800,000. What is the full worth of the property? Okay, now we come to the second part of the question. Now we have found the remaining part is 4.15. Now second part of the question is, we'll say B part. If the remaining part is worth 800,000 rupees, remaining part, that is 4.15 of the property, is valued at 800,000 rupees. What is the full value of the property? So we have to find that answer for that. So this is how we do. So now we 4.15, the remaining part 4.15 of the property equals 800,000 rupees. This is how you have to, this statement you must understand very clearly. Now we found out the remaining part. How did we find the remaining part? We added 2/5 and 1/3. So when we added 2/5 and 1/3, it came to 11.15. That is for the son and the daughter. So the remaining part is 4.15. Now remaining part is given is worth 800,000 rupees. So 4.15 of the property, this fraction is equal to 800,000 rupees. Now in our earlier lesson, we found out when we equate a fraction to a number, how to find the full amount. So here same method we follow. Therefore, full amount equals 15/4 into 800,000. We have to invert this fraction. 15/4. You have to memorize this method. I hope you can write it down in your formula book and then write down example like this and practice, so that you will remember when you come across a situation like this. Here 4.15, the fraction is equal to this number. So therefore the full amount is 15/4, and you invert this into 800,000. Now we cancel 4 and 800, that will be 200,000. So children, when you are multiplying with so many zeros, always better to write down a multiply. Otherwise, if you miss 1 0 means whole answer is wrong. Now 15. So how many? 5 zeros? Not, and 30. So the answer is, that is equal to 3 million. So the full property is worth 3 million. So I hope you understood this method. That is, first we find out the total amount given and then balance, and then you from the fraction that is equal to 800,000, you get the full amount by inverting. Okay children, now we will take another example. Example 2. A trader sells 3/8 of his rice (3/8) of his stock on the first day, and then he sells half the stock on the second day. Then if he had 93 kilograms of rice remaining, how much did he have at the start? So here also we follow the same procedure. The trader sells 3/8 of his stock of rice on the first day. He sells half the stock on the second day. So if we are remaining 93 kilograms, how much did he have at the beginning? So what we do is we write down the statement. First day equals 3/8. Second day equals half. So first and second day we have to add. First day and second day equals 3/8 plus half. We'll add here 3/8 plus half, that is equal to now here we can make this by equal fraction 3/8 plus 4/8, that is equal to 7/8. That is, he has sold first day and second day 3/8 plus half, that is 7/8. 7/8 of the stock of rice he has sold on the first day and second day. So therefore, remaining is equal to, how much is the remaining? Remaining is out of 8 parts, 7 parts he has sold first and second day. So the remaining is equal to 1/8. So children, so 1/8 is the remaining part. But he has remaining 93 kilograms of rice. So we have to find how much stock of rice he had at the beginning. So we have to equate 93 kilograms to this fraction half. This fraction 1/8. Therefore we write down 1/8 of stock equals 93 kilograms. Therefore full stock, as I told you before, 1/8 we make it imperfection equals 8/1 into 93. So when you multiply 8 3 are 24, 2 over 744. 744 kilograms of rice he had at the beginning. So this part you must remember very nice. Remaining part is 1/8. Therefore 1/8 of the stock is 93 kilograms. Therefore full stock is equal to 8/1 into 93, that is equal to 744 kilograms. So amount of rice here is 744 kilograms at the beginning. So children, these two examples, what you should do is you must write down and study them. After that, you can do the exercise in your books. That's all for today, children. We'll be going on next time. If you like the class, please subscribe. Thank you.